Look, when we're talking about these large, cloud platforms and identity management suites like this, so if one is compromised, what are some of the real business consequences leaders are going to underestimate besides IT cleanup, Greg?
And not just it's not the direct costs that come into play. It's all the other costs that are associated with a breach, right? So if you're in any kind of sector where you have to report those things, and this is on the news loves hacking stories, right? And they call all the time. They want to know who's being hacked. That's out there. You're going to have downtime probably, right? So you're going to have to move infrastructure. You may have lost data that is confidential to customers, which now is really bad. All those things just start to add up over time. That's why even for a small business, the average data breach to fully remediate is about $4.2 million. I just looked it up this morning. That's a huge, for most small businesses, that means they're out of business, right?
Yeah, because they probably don't have a $4.2 million cybersecurity policy.
They write those policies very, very specific on what you need to do, and most people don't do those things. And so getting them to pay is extremely difficult, and you're not going to get $4.2 million out of it. So, what I like to say is, for a lot of that, I stole this from somebody, but, you also have to think about employees, what happens there. Usually when someone gets breached, it's what we call an RGE, a resume generating event for anybody, anybody in IT, right? And that's actually wrong. And that's part of the reason I think that companies end up getting breaches. Everybody's so afraid of who's going to get blamed and who's going to get fired and all this. And that's really not how you need to run an incident. When things happen, speed, transparency, and accountability are things that you just have to have on the front burner, and you just need to go. The quicker you can get it, the quicker you can get in and remediate those things, the less that end cost now comes down to, right? So if you can detect things very, very early on in that breach cycle, you may be able to stop it before they're able to exfiltrate data or get to those sorts of things. Now that car starts to go down exponentially quick. And that's how people need to think about it. But it's always, and I've been preaching this for many, many years, security is always an afterthought. Every single time. It's like, okay, we got a business we're running. No one's thinking about security up front. Like, yeah, I got a firewall, I'm good. I got Google, or I got Microsoft 365, I'm good. It's not until their business starts to scale that now they really start to think about security. But they should be architecting their businesses from security at the outset, because it's going to happen. I keep telling this all the time, like, you're going to get breached. There's nothing you can do to stop a determined adversary from breaching an environment they want to get into. It's going to happen. If you're prepared for it, if you've done those things, if you have the monitoring in place, you have the forensics in place, you can minimize the damage that's going to happen to your company.